looks like we came out into the rain. It just started. Wondering if we should just set camp here for the time being and head out in the morning. I think we might do that. And we'll head back to the Bard's College and give them the King Olaf's verse. We got to stop by the printing press in the basement at Dragonborn Manor. I want to get a copy of this book.
Pardon me for asking, but are you sure that you know where we are going?
Positive. But for right now...
Yes?
Let's spend the night here.
All right.
Set up a tent, please.
Sure.
We'll get some rest. There we are. Thank you, Velia. Alright, everybody get some shut-eye. Wow. What is that over there? Yeah, we had a good night's rest.
Sometimes I consider practicing magic. Then I remember how much I enjoy my limbs and decide that it is probably not worth the trouble.
Maybe you should concentrate on restoration magic then. I know people who have chopped off the leg with an axe, but I don't know anyone who has been injured by a healing spell.
That's true. I wouldn't worry about it, Inigo. I mean, you're good with a bow, and we've got Lucy, and he's good with the spells, and Velia's got some spells. Hello. Who are you?
Need something?
I was just passing by and saw you.
Need something?
Yeah. I guess we'll just, No kidding. Yeah, so anyway, as I was saying, we were just passing by and saw your shack and thought we'd just stop by and say hi.
Snow is lovely, but when it is heavy, it sometimes builds up inside my ears. My ears do not enjoy the snow as much as I do.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mind rain and snow either. Provided, of course, that I'm indoors, sitting at the fireplace drinking mead. Did you hear that noise? Wonder what it was.
Yeah!
You don't scare me!
There we go. Couple of mud crabs. And let's see, is there anything back this way? Hey, the rain stopped. Beautiful. It's looking very nice. Oh, Dragon Cairn. Yep. He's not been hatched out yet. Well, we're all back in solitude. So, let's go make a copy of the book at the printing press. And then we'll head over to the Bard's College and see what happens whenever we take on this King Olaf's verse.
Let's play a game. Can't catch me.
Betcha I could.
Father says I shouldn't play with you anymore.
Neighborhood kids. Let's see.
Unless we have specific business, I'm not interested.
Don't worry about it. I'm just... Never mind. Okay. Back to the gallery. Okay, let's see. First things first. Donations box. 908 gold. Very good. Yeah, things are kind of quiet around here. We have a new display. That's for the Explorers Guild.
What's on your mind, sweetheart?
I'm just looking around, checking things out, making sure everything's still okay. Let's go into the library. Oh well, maybe we'll get it back.
This place is a mess.
Yes, but in a good way.
Am I the only one interested in keeping this place nice and tidy?
It looks fine. Leave it. Why don't you just take a break for a change?
Why don't you help out for a change?
I am trying to help you. I am trying to help you deal with your compulsive cleaning disorder.
What? Come on, just look at the floors. Dirt everywhere.
Yes, but the walls are fine, and the ceiling is not too bad either. Okay, if it means that much to you, I will lend a hand.
Alright, you guys have...
Good. Guess I'd better help out too.
Yeah, have fun cleaning the corner there. And we're gonna go... I'm gonna see about making a duplicate of this weapon. Okay, now... Here we have the
nice
replica
working
workbench.
together, don't you think so too?
This is not
And
working
I just
together.
gathered up all
This
of
is
my
wasting energy
crafting
together.
And once
items.
we're finished,
That's
I
all
think
my
we
ingots
deserve
and
a
everything
sweet
that I
roll and a
need.
bottle of mead.
Sweet rolls?
So let's
You
see.
know, if you had just said that in the beginning, I would have had this whole floor done by now.
So we've got Ice Blade of the Monarch replica. So we could put the replica on display, and I could use the actual real one. Tempting.
Phew, I'm tired.
We'll go ahead and make a replica.
This should be enough, don't you think so too?
There we are.
Yes, I agree. Remember, you owe me a sweet roll.
Of course.
Now. All done cleaning? I know. Hang on a second. King Olaf's verse goes... It's one of these.
How old do you suppose that is?
It's probably pretty
there it
old.
says.
There. That's where it goes. Yep. I don't think I can make a copy of it. Well, we'll figure it out. Alright, we are going to make a copy of King Olaf's verse. And the way you do that, it's not at the printing press downstairs. It's actually at the scribe's desk, which is Arian's
This
desk.
is a nice
right here,
place, don't you think so?
back here in the workroom. So, there are some of the books that I have found that I can make copies for. Don't really need to. This one I do, though. So we'll go ahead and got to have a roll of paper, an inkwell, and 1 leather. So we'll make a copy. There we are.
It may be that Tari at the Radiant Raiment isn't very friendly. Still, she's a lot nicer than her sister, Andari.
Yes, she is. Excuse me, Inigo. Just squeak by you there. Now, King Olaf's verse. Boom, right there. Excellent. And I've made a replica of the Blade of the Monarch. But I'm not sure where it goes yet, so we'll figure that out. I have a few other things to store too, so I gotta go upstairs. There. Thank you. Now, is that the actual blade or the replica? Nope, that's the replica. Cool.
I must say I have a hard time accepting the way the Stormcloaks treat other races. It just isn't right. That's what I think.
Good morning, Inigo.
Good morning, how are you today?
Okay, adventure attire. There we go. Back into the regular outfit. Smithing. Where's the other thing of smithing? There it is. Okay. Trouble saying that tonight. Mjolnir. It's only 2 points behind. Okay. Easy. And adventure attire.
Good morning, Inigo.
Good morning to you too, Vilya.
Well, let's see. I suppose... Yeah, put that stuff away. So, after getting back to the Dragonborn gallery and sorting through everything, we've got a copy of King Olaf's verse that is on display, and a replica of the Ice Blade of the Monarch, which we took from King Olaf's dead corpse. And I've got the original. I took it upstairs. It took a Quicksilver to sharpen it up, but made it legendary. And there it is. Right there. It's a beautiful blade. I like the sapphire down here. Hilt looks really good. And when you draw it, I mean, the cold that is coming off of that thing, look at that. That's incredible. That is... King Olaf was carrying this thing. Now, I'm not sure what the dragon runes are, but, yeah. I think we're going to go with it. So, I put Salakanir's claw on display. That was one that I made myself and enchanted. Just a basic, two-handed dragon sword.
I really like your outfit. It matches your eyes so well.
You should like it. You made it. Okay. We need to find the headmaster of the Bard's College and tell him that we have King Olaf's verse. Alright, and we are in the Bard's College. Thank you, Vilya. Don't know if that was necessary, but okay. And there's the headmaster, Vialmar.
Welcome to Solitude, home of the arts here in Skyrim.
Let's see. I have something for you.
You've returned. How goes the task I gave you?
I found King Olaf's verse.
I have to admit I didn't think it would actually be there. Now, let's take a look at this. Oh no, this won't do at all. The copy is incomplete. It's aged to the point that parts are unreadable, and the parts that are readable, well, bardic verse has come a long way since ancient times.
Well, what does that mean?
It means I can't read it to the court. Without the verse, I won't be able to convince Elisif of the importance of the burning of King Olaf festival. If she isn't convinced of the festival's importance, then she won't reverse her decision to stop the effigy burning. It means that the burning of King Olaf, which the Bard's College has held for time immemorial, won't be happening.
Can't we just make up the missing parts of the verse?
Make it up? That doesn't seem appropriate. I suppose I could copy his style based on what you brought me, but I have no idea what happened in between these verses.
Well, we can do this. Okay, what's the first verse?
O Olaf, our subjugator, the one-eyed betrayer, death-dealing demon and dragon-killing king, your legend is lies, lurid, and false. Your cunning capture of Numenex, a con for the ages. King Olaf was Olaf One-Eye?
I met him.
Famously captured the dragon Numenex and took him to Dragon's Reach. What did we say really happened?
Well, let me think for a moment. Oh, here you go. This will be good. Olaf was Numenex, a dragon in human form.
I'd find that highly unlikely, but the court will love it. I'm writing it in.
Okay, what's next?
Olaf grabbed power by promise and threat. From Falkreath to Winterhold, they fell to their knees. But Solitude stood strong, Skyrim's truest protectors. Olaf's vengeance was instant, inspired, and wicked. Strange. According to history, Solitude attacked Winterhold, but this seemed to be saying Olaf reacted. What do we say happened?
Olaf sacked it in dragon form.
Oh, that is exciting! I'm sure the court and the Jarl will love it. I'm writing it in now.
Okay, is that it?
It has a few final lines, but that's all we needed to add. I need to head to court immediately and present this. You should come.
All right. Very well. Did you hear that? Well, let's go see what happens.
I do hope the court likes the verse. I think we've done an excellent job of recreating it.
Okay, well that's good then. All right. Let's head on over to the Blue Palace and see if this works. I would think so. I mean, Jarl Elisif doesn't seem like she knows much about King Olaf, to be honest. Where's he at? Guess he's making his way up.
Did
here.
I ever
Yeah,
tell you
there
that
he
I
is.
used to work as a barmaid at the Winking's Giver?
You may have mentioned it. Inns are a good place to pick up information. I bet you have heard a lot of tasty gossip in your time.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I think we'll just head on in. Yeah, there he goes. Yep. Okay, here we are. Well,
I do hope the court likes the verse. I think we've done an excellent job of recreating it.
I think they will. Are you ready?
I think my voice is ready. I hope we've done this well.
Yeah, I think so.
Unbelievable!
What?
You have done us a great service here. I can't begin to thank you enough. Unbelievable! You have done us a great service here. I can't begin to thank you
Well, that
enough.
was odd. Okay. Does that mean I'm a bard now?
Soon. Soon. These things must be done properly. You will be inducted as part of the festival itself. I need you to go speak to Yorn. He was preparing the effigy of King Olaf. Tell him to finish the preparations. The festival is back on!
Good. Okay. Sounds good to me. That was kind of odd. Oh well. Now, let's see. Speak to Yorn. He's back at the college, I'm gonna suppose. Let's see. There it is. Aha! Yorn.
Ah, the bard to be. Did Viarmo send you?
Yes, the festival is back on.
I'll tell everyone we're ready. but we'll start the festival at dusk. Come talk to me after dark. We'll get the festival started when you do.
Okay. Well, that worked out pretty good. Oh, look at all the books. Uh-oh. There's one I haven't. Well, let's see.
You can't take that.
Uh-oh.
Get your thieving hands off that.
Oh. Sorry. I wonder if I still have it. He might have taken it back. Yeah. Dadgummit. Oh well. Okay. Yeah. Oh well. Maybe some other time. I should have waited until after he had left. I don't know why I didn't think of that. It's no big deal. Besides, I'm going to be a bard there. I mean, you'd think that they would just, you know, let me check out the book. I can make a copy of it, bring it back. That sort of thing. Yeah, it's not going to work with you guys, is it?
There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Have you got a minute?
Sure. Tell me your thoughts.
Don't get mad at me now, but when I replied to the letter my mother sent me a while ago, I told her. About us,
really
I mean.
Quite something. So much beauty and so much
Really?
culture.
What did she say?
She was actually very happy for my sake, and she said she'd like to meet you one day. Furthermore, she enclosed a little gift for you. She said you might need this when traveling with me.
No
I'm
kidding.
not sure what she meant by that, though. There was a
see.
message from my father, too. He said that if he ever met you, he would break every bone in your body. But I'm pretty sure that was just a joke.
I hope so. Amulet of Unbelievable Patience added. Nice. That's good. What is it?
You know, sometimes it really irritates me that you never ask on my opinion. For instance, when did you last ask me what I thought we should do next?
Well, what do you think we should do next?
Maybe we could take a stroll along the beach and look for clamshells? I've often found a pearl, and of course, clams don't fight back.
Yeah. Well, we've done that, but maybe again sometime.
Anytime.
I guess we'll wait around for nightfall, which is actually going to be a while. Okay. Let's see. Let's take a look at that amulet that her mom sent. Right now I'm wearing a Nordic necklace of eminent health. I bought that at Bits and Pieces. There it is. Increases health by 50 points. I paid a pretty good penny for that. Wow, okay. Amulet of Unbelievable Patience increases your stamina by 70 points. Boom. We're going to wear that one. Alright. I also found a Ring of Regeneration at Bits and Pieces on a different day. I bought it. Bought it for about 3,500 gold, I believe. Health regenerates 40% faster. Not bad. So, yeah. Hey, Inigo.
What is on your mind?
It's a nice place you've got here. It would be a shame if it were to mysteriously burn down. What? No, it really would be a shame.
Yeah. Okay, Lucian. So, how are you doing, Inigo?
I am okay. How is everything with you?
Doing good today, thanks.
Glad to hear it. Let us talk of other things.
Well, tell me how you and Mr. Dragonfly met. I'm kind of curious about that.
That is quite a lengthy tale. Are you sure you want to hear it?
Yeah, go on, I'm listening.
It happened not long after I got my scars. I stopped off in Windhelm on my way to Riften. I arrived weary, bloody, and fragrant. All I wanted was a hot meal and a room for the night, but it was not to be. As soon as I entered the city, I felt the weight of distrustful eyes upon me. I was too tired to care. I made my way to Candlehearth Hall and tried to purchase a room. I was told in no uncertain terms that I was not welcome and that I should seek shelter elsewhere. While I was explaining that I had gold and would cause no trouble, I noticed 3 brawny men watching me with interest. I turned from the innkeep and faced the men. "You fellows see something strange?" I asked. "No, friend," replied the nearest. "We see a man who needs a bed and a bath, but we fear you won't find them here. If you have coin, maybe we can help you."
Well, I can't believe the innkeeper refused you a room. I mean, yeah, they can be that way up there, I've heard.
I am not surprised she was wary. Maybe it was because I am Khajiit, but perhaps it was just my bloody face and weaponry she distrusted. Anyway, I told the men I would happily part with a few coins for a room. They said they were brothers, and for 15 septims, I would be a guest in their home that night. They told me that their mother would be happy to set another place at their table. I did not have many options, so I agreed.
Go on, what happened next?
The men took me to a deserted alleyway and motioned for me to stop. The youngest brother turned to me and said, "Before we continue, we must have your word that you will keep what we are about to show you to yourself." "No problem," I replied. He nodded, then felt along the stone wall, paused, then knocked 4 times. There was a grinding noise, and a large section slid back to reveal a torchlit passageway. "Who are you people?" I asked as we entered the gap in the wall. "Do not be alarmed," said the eldest brother. "Hot food and a warm bed are waiting up ahead." We pressed on, and the entrance closed behind us.
What was the passage like?
It was relatively warm. Water dripped from the stony ceiling, and I could smell magic in the air. We soon came to a heavy wooden door. The youngest brother stepped forward and again knocked 4 times. I heard a key turn on the other side. A grunt, the door opened, and I was face to face with the oldest woman I have ever seen. "We have a guest, dear mother," said the eldest brother. "Well, come in then. Table set, go wash your hands. You weren't followed, were you?" No, he replied, pushing past her. "Come in, friend. You're safe, and soon you'll be fed." I stepped inside. I was in a huge stone room full of all manner of useless junk and trinkets. There were no windows, and it was very dim, but I could make out a row of beds against the far wall near a large open fire. The old woman looked up at me. "Got money?" She held out a gnarled hand. "Of course," I said, handing it over. "Thank you for letting me rest here. What is your name?" "Everyone just calls me Mother," she said. "You can do the same if you like. Makes no difference to me." She motioned for me to sit at a long table where the other men were already eating greedily. I sat and tucked in. There was soup and roast beef and vegetables, and I ate until I thought I was going to rupture. When we were done, I was taken to a corner sectioned off by hanging furs. Inside, there was a steaming bath. I sank into it, felt my poor muscles relax, and shut my eyes. I drifted off.
Well, I don't know. Go on.
I had some very strange dreams. I saw the brothers caper and dance and fly about the room. I saw Fergus in a pool of blood staring up at me, mouthing the words, "Run, Inigo, run!" I saw a vast glass cage with a rough and scored ceiling. I saw many things I have now forgotten. When I awoke, the room was spinning and bleary. I heard the deep, muffled voices. Then I saw what was next to me, and my heart froze.
Let me guess, it was Mr. Dragonfly.
Yes, but he was not as you know him now. At least he did not appear that way to me. Anyway, what I saw was the king of dragonflies, the largest dragonfly imaginable. He was in a massive jar to my left, and he was spinning about in a frenzy. That is when I realized I was in a jar of my own. I tried to call out for help, but no words came. I looked down at my hands and saw that they were missing. I now seemed to have pincers. I leapt to my feet in horror and bounced off the inside of the jar. Suddenly, I realized I was flying.
Oh, man. By the nines. What a nightmare.
I know. It was not a happy moment. I tried to look for a bright side and found one. At least I was not a chicken. I buzzed about for a bit, trying to get used to my new wings. After a while, I had things under control. I realized that the handsome dragonfly in the jar next to mine was not so large after all. I had been made small, like him. I also saw that we were not alone. A number of other jars were in a row to my left, each holding an insect. There were butterflies and glow bugs and moths too. My vision was blurred by the jar, but I could still make out 4 enormous figures at the far end of the now seemingly cavernous room. One of them pointed in my direction and laughed. The sound was booming and very scary. The individual approached, and I saw it was Mother. I heard a noise from my right, looked over, and saw that my dragonfly neighbor had fallen down dead with fright.
Huh. Oh, he was faking, was he? Oh, clever dragonfly.
I thought he was a dead dragonfly. I was quite flustered, as you can imagine. Mother came right up to my jar and tapped an enormous grubby finger against the glass. Her toothless grin filled my view. She then picked up the dragonfly's jar, shook it, scowled, and slammed it back down. She grabbed another jar, this time from my left, removed the lid and plucked out the moth inside. It feebly flapped between her fingers. She held it up to my jar, then forced the poor creature into her mouth. I heard the body crunch between her gums. That is when I heard a voice inside my head.
What did it sound like?
It was well spoken and calm. It was the voice of a scholar giving a lesson to a dim child. It said, "Pay attention. Go still and she will not eat you." Mother swallowed the moth and picked up my jar again. I let myself go limp and lay motionless. I seemed to be missing my eyelids, so I was forced to watch as she first uncapped my jar, then reached inside. Her gigantic hand paused before it reached me, then withdrew. "Stay still," said the voice in my head. It was hard, but I managed. Mother held my jar up and studied me. She shook me, then studied me again. "Passed out," she said with a voice like an avalanche. "Scared him senseless." She put my jar down and turned away. "You'll have to get me more. I need to eat tonight." Another huge figure came into view. It was the eldest brother. "Mother," he said, Why do you have to frighten them so? Because they taste better squirming and fearful. You know that? Her son sighed, woke his brothers, and left.
You know, identity confusion seems to feature strongly in a lot of your stories. I'm just noting that.
Yes, it is a recurring theme, but your identity would be confused too if it woke up as an insect. Mother turned and made for her bed. That is when I heard the dragonfly yell in my head. Your jar! Hit the wall of your jar! Mother had placed me on the shelf with the base of my jar hanging over the edge. I leapt towards the glass, flapping my wings as fast as I could. I bounced back, then hit it again and again. My jar toppled off the shelf and smashed on the stone floor. Yes, cried the dragonfly. Lay still. She's coming back. So there I lay, surrounded by shattered glass, as Mother approached us a second time. I thought she was going to step on me, but instead she cursed and knelt down. I heard her joints creak. I'll have to get you a new jar. Or I could just eat you now. Not tasty, but tempting. I wanted to flap my wings. I wanted to fly and hide, but I did not. She picked me up. Her grimy face filled my view. She smiled and licked her lips. She opened her mouth.
Go on, what happened?
As her mouth drew nearer, I started to flap my wings. I could not help it. I wanted to escape. Alas, she was too strong and I was too small. Suddenly, there was a bonk noise, and Mother's jaw went slack. Her muddy eyes rolled back, and she collapsed. I struggled out from under her hand and saw the dragonfly's jar rolling to a stop near a chair leg. You knocked her out, I yelled in my mind. Yes, he replied. I managed to tip my jar onto her head. Thank you, I said. What is your name? He said, I cannot remember. I have been a dragonfly too long, but there is hope for you. He directed me to a nearby alchemy table and told me to nibble a bit of this and that. He had the antidote memorized. I followed his instructions and soon I felt the worst pins and needles I have ever endured. I passed out, and when I awoke, I was me again. I rushed over to the dragonfly and opened his jar, but he refused to fly out. I heard his voice in my head, but it was weaker, distant somehow. It is too late for me, he said. The antidote cannot fix me. I am more dragonfly than man now. Please, reseal my jar. It brings me comfort.
Yeah, so he was too far gone. I understand. Why was there an antidote?
Mr. Dragonfly later told me that he had seen Mother turn her sons into insects as punishment for not doing chores and so on. She was scary. Anyway, I did as I was asked, then placed him on a chair while I retrieved my clothes. I then went to the long table where I had eaten. "This soup," said the insect I would later come to think of as Mr. Dragonfly. I turned and smiled at him. We were having the same idea. I carried the soup pot to where Mother lay, opened her mouth, and splashed some inside. "It will take time. Free the others and leave," said Mr. Dragonfly. "Why can I only hear you inside my head?" I asked. He told me that the other insects had been there far longer than him, and they had forgotten how to communicate with words long ago. I listened closely to a nearby butterfly. I could hear a faint weeping inside my head. Nothing more.
So, briefly being an insect yourself gave you the power to understand them.
Not just bugs, other animals too. Usually I do not hear very much that is understandable, but sometimes I get lucky. Mr. Dragonfly is the most eloquent by far. Anyway, I opened all the jars, then turned to leave, and saw a fat moth with grey wings lumbering out of a pile of dirty clothes where Mother had been. I scooped her up, sealed her in a jar, then hid her at the back of an ingredients cupboard. I could hear her hissing at me in my mind. I turned to Mr. Dragonfly. "Do you want to come with me?" I asked. "Yes, please," he replied. "Let us go." I grabbed his jar, unlocked the door, and opened it. I found myself face to face with the brothers.
Seeing you must have been a shock for them.
Yes, their mouths fell open, their eyebrows went up, and the youngest let out a little whimper. I drew my sword and ran at them. They were so surprised to see me, it took a moment for them to realize I was going for the exit, not them. They shrank back as I rushed past, and soon I had reached the hidden door that led out to the city. I pulled a rusty wall chain, and the opening appeared. But before I could get outside, the eldest brother jumped on my back and tore open my scars. I shook him off, making sure not to drop Mr. Dragonfly, then stumbled out into Windhelm. I lost my footing and went to the ground. "Roll," cried Mr. Dragonfly inside my mind. I did, and a mace came down, smashing a flagstone next to my head. The brothers had followed me outside. They each had a weapon, and it was clear they wanted me dead.
Those fools. They didn't know who they were messing with.
I had been through a lot, and my body was still recovering from all the transforming it had been doing. I felt slow and weak. I regained my feet and brandished my sword at them. "Back," I yelled. "I will let you live if you walk away." "Mother wouldn't turn you back," said the middle brother. "What did you do to her?" "I cured her of her ugliness and put her somewhere safe," I replied. Townsfolk stopped to see what was happening. We were attracting a crowd. I turned to the onlookers and said, "These men held me against my will. Call the guard." My words were met with stony avidity. Then someone threw a bottle at me. The eldest brother shouted, "This filthy Khajiit broke into our home. He was looking for skooma money, no doubt." The crowd was getting nasty, and as another bottle smashed near my feet, I saw two guards at the back of the group turn and walk away. "Run," said Mr. Dragonfly inside my head. He did not have to tell me twice.
Bloody Windhelm. Doesn't surprise me.
Yes, it is like an ugly, icy cage, where the downtrodden and oppressed must bump shoulders with the apathetic and small-minded. The youngest brother took a swipe at me with his sword. I leapt back, overturned the cart of cabbages, and fled. I sped past the graveyard into the marketplace and glanced behind me. I had lost most of the crowd, but the brothers were still on my tail. I rushed through the main gate, out onto the bridge. I was exhausted, but while my legs had been running, Mr. Dragonfly's mind had come up with a plan. As the brothers stepped out of the gate, panting and furious, I walked out onto the ledge to the left before the first stone arch. I sheathed my sword and held out Mr. Dragonfly's jar. "Do you know who this is?" I shouted. "I don't care, all those bugs look the same to me," replied the middle brother. "Stay there, you coward. You're a dead man." I waited until all three brothers stood near me at the edge. "Do you love your mother?" I asked. "Yes," sniffed the youngest. "Tell us where she is and we'll kill you quickly," said the eldest. "Here," I replied. Then I threw Mr. Dragonfly off the bridge.
Oh, wow. Well, Mr. Dragonfly was brave that day, then. Faked him out, did you?
Yes, I am very proud of him. I think he may have used up the last of his courage in that moment, though. The brothers all yelled, "No!" and threw themselves over the edge, trying in vain to catch the jar. If I had carried out the plan 30 feet along the wall, they may have survived, but the icy water they landed in was very shallow. There was quite a mess.
Should we be
For
giving
a
thanks to
second,
the
I was worried about Mr. Dragonfly, but then I spotted his jar bobbing in the bloody water. I made my way down to the river and retrieved him. He thanked me, and I asked him again if he wouldn't rather be released. No, he said. I will stay in my jar and in your company if that is okay. I have already forgotten my past life, and even the meanings of these words I am saying are beginning to fade. I told him he could stay with me for as long as he wished, then asked what I should call him. Mother scratched my initials on the lid of my jar, he said. I no longer know what they mean. They seem to say Mr. D, I replied. Do you mind if I call you Mr. Dragonfly? He said that was fine. He then said that I would no doubt lose the ability to hear him soon, but so far that has not been the case. Ever since my transformation, I have been able to randomly pick up his thoughts. I can also sometimes understand horses, fleas, and dogs too. Their thoughts are alien and often do not contain words as we know them, but I can usually decipher the overall gist. Mr. Dragonfly's fear about losing his words has also not come to pass. I think our little conversations are good for his mind. Anyway, that is how Mr. Dragonfly and I met. It was a long story. I hope I did not bore you.
No, not at all, Inigo. I really enjoyed that. Boy, that was some adventure you two had then. Thank you for telling me about it.
I am glad you enjoyed it. Telling it was easier than living it, my friend.
Well, you've got a companion in Mr. Dragonfly. It's very good. I think we should see about getting back into town and heading to the Bard's College now, though.
Come on, Legs. We are on the move again.
And Miko, you were a pretty good dog. Yeah.
Yes, boss?
Okay.
What can I do for you, my friend?
Yeah, let's head out, Lucy.
Right you are. What's next?
I'm gonna get something to eat. Alright, we are headed back to the Bard's College.
Take pity on an old madman.
To see about... I'm supposed to become a bard. And there's supposed to be a effigy burning ceremony. Let's see if we can find everybody. Ah, here we are. Yorn.
Ah, the bard to be. Did Viarmo send you?
Yes, the festival is back on.
Great. Looks like you'll be one of us soon. We'll gather outside the college for the burning of King Olaf.
Very well. Drat! He held onto the book. Yeah, don't give me that look like that. Boy, they set up a feast really quickly.
Home of the arts here in Skyrim.
I am in your way. I am sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Everybody's kind of crowded.
Huh?
Okay.
It is my personal mission to ensure that the Bard's College preserves the great deeds of the past in both poetry and song.
Down here. Oh, okay. All right.
Welcome, people of solitude! We of the Bards College are pleased to be here to celebrate the burning of King Olaf. The festival would not have been possible without the dedication and hard work of our latest applicant. With the lighting of the effigy, he becomes a full-fledged member of the Bards College. Please welcome our newest bard.
Thank you, everyone. I do appreciate it.
I think they like you.
So, I'm a bard now, eh?
Yes, congratulations. You are now a full-fledged member of the Bards College. Due to your adventurous nature, several of the college professors have some things they wish you to do. What's more, Elisif has declared the burning of King Olaf should become a weekly event. And finally, there's the matter of the patronage that Elisif wanted me to give you.
Ah, the gift of gab gained and 600 gold. Very nice. Well, let's go see to the festivities. Hello.
So nice to get this break from my cleaning duties.
Yeah, I'm glad that you got a day off. Let's see.
Burn the king!
Yeah, exactly, yeah. What do we have up here? Ah, there you go. Well played. What do we have over here? Bent?
Bjorn is the
Well
best
met.
of the bunch. You should hear him sing.
Really? Hey, Bent.
You might as well have some sweets.
Bjorn is the
I
best
made
of
them
the
for the
bunch.
festival,
You should hear
after
him sing.
all.
Free of charge? Free food. Hey, Inigo.
My friend, I have been working on a new song. If you want to hear it, let me know next time we are at the Bards College.
Oh, we're here now. Okay. Well, let me ask you something.
Of course. What do you want to know?
Oh, nothing right at the moment. I was going to tell you they got some sweet rolls on the table over there, though.
Okay. What is next on the agenda?
I'll show you.
Yes?
Here you go.
Fair enough.
Bjorn is the best of the bunch. You should hear him sing.
I can sing pretty good.
Careful with that.
You want another one? Nope.
Whatever you say, it will be done. Moving out.
Okay.
Bjorn is the best of the bunch. You should hear him sing.
And what do we got here? Oh, I can cook up some food. We got spiced wine? Sure. And I'll take a couple of these and a meat pie. And another meat pie and one of those and a couple of these. There we are. Hate for the food to go to waste.
Pardon me for asking, but are you sure that you know where we are going?
Absolutely. Let's just talk for a moment.
Yes, sweetheart. Is there anything I can do for you?
Tell me your thoughts.
Strange, isn't it? I never thought I would fall in love. And yet it happened.
Yes, it did. Well, let's see.
Talk later.
Yeah. Okay, well. Rorland?
I believe Sanguine would be pleased with this festival.
I've met him. I think he would. And you don't have to take my word for it. The Sanguine Rose is hanging over there in the Dragonborn Gallery. Pantea?
Congratulations on getting the festival restored.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, everyone, eat, drink, and be merry. For tomorrow we may all die. Let's be on our way. It's getting late. It was a fun little festival, though.